Hello, coaches and basketball enthusiasts. Welcome to the Coach Carvalho podcast, a podcast that dives deep into statistically driven basketball strategies and bold training methods. I am Coach Carvalho, your host. In today's episode, we are exploring the critical importance of defensive tactics that align with basketball analytics, strategies often overlooked by teams that still rely on outdated, conventional defensive approaches. Today's insights are the result of years of coaching experience and detailed game analysis, focusing on altering the core metrics that directly influence the outcome of a game. These tactics are crafted to provide teams with a strategic edge by targeting the numbers that matter most. To date, observations and analysis of the 2024 NCAA Division I games reveal a consistent pattern. Many teams continue to overlook proactive defensive strategies that could significantly shift the balance in their stead. They rely on reactive containment style defenses that only aim to control the ball. This approach lets offenses extend possessions, swing the ball freely from side to side without disruption, and dictate the game's rhythm. By failing to challenge these tendencies, defenses miss key opportunities to impact metrics like possession time, turnover rates, and points per possession, giving the offense more control over the game and their offensive options. The first key tactic is denying the point guard. Point guards dictate the rhythm and flow of the offense. By applying full court pressure, denying reverse passes, and forcing quicker decisions, their ability to control the game is disrupted. This strategy reduces possession time, increases turnover rates, and lowers points scored per possession for both the player and the team. Without the point guard setting the pace, the offense becomes less efficient and more prone to errors. The next tactic is neutralizing the top scorer. Every team depends on a primary offensive player for high efficiency scoring and point production. Denying their touches, limiting their shot attempts, and keeping them out of their preferred scoring zones disrupt their rhythm and force other players into unfamiliar roles. The successful employment of this strategy impacts critical metrics like effective field goal percentage, shot attempts per possession, usage percentage, and overall offensive efficiency. Forcing these adjustments often leads to turnovers and forced shots, culminating in lower productivity and defensive control. Transition defense is a crucial aspect of effective gameplay. A well-organized transition defense aims to regain possession quickly after turnovers or missed shots, limiting fast break opportunities, reducing the opponent's possession time, and pushing them into inefficient half-court setup. This strategy removes easy scoring chances and disrupts the offensive rhythm, significantly improving defensive efficiency and creating unbalanced scenarios that make it harder for the opposition to execute their plays effectively. Proactive defensive systems take this a step further by dictating the pace and flow of the game. These systems rely on tactics like trapping, applying ball pressure, and denying passing lanes to force turnovers and throw off the offensive balance. Proactive defenses impact key metrics such as turnover rates, shot attempts per possession, effective field goal percentage, and points per possession by actively challenging the opponent. This approach doesn't wait for the offense to act, it disrupts their rhythm, forcing inefficient decisions and reducing their ability to run their game plan successfully. Rebounding dominance is a key part of any analytics-driven defense. Securing defensive rebounds shuts down the opponent's second-chance opportunities, while offensive rebounds give teams extra scoring chances and keep possessions alive. Rebounding directly impacts possession control, shot attempts per possession, points per possession, and the pace of the game. Teams that consistently win the rebounding battle tend to control the game's flow and, more often than not, the outcome. These tactics, denying the point guard, neutralizing the top scorer, mastering transition defense, implementing proactive systems, and dominating the boards, are built on analytics. They target key metrics like possession time, shot attempts per possession, effective field goal percentage, turnover rates, rebounding efficiency, pace, and offensive and defensive efficiency. By focusing on these areas, teams can take control of the game, force opponents into inefficient situations, and give themselves a much better chance to succeed, no matter the talent level they're up against. These strategies come from years of watching, analyzing, and learning from the game. They go beyond traditional systems, focusing on the numbers that decide the outcome. Analytics gives teams the tools to measure their effectiveness, adjust, and maximize their potential. When used correctly, these tactics can be a game changer for any team that's serious about competing to win. At Smart Hoops Analytics, the mission is to collaborate with coaches to implement systems that align defensive strategies with data and create real opportunities for success. If you're ready to move beyond outdated approaches and redefine your team's competitiveness, visit www.smarthoopsanalytics.com. Statistically based defensive strategies take the guesswork out of the game by focusing on measurable metrics, motivating players and coaching staff, and offering the flexibility to adapt in any situation. By tracking key data in real time, teams can adjust their tactics, maintain control, and improve their chances of winning against any opponent. The time is now to play smarter. Align your defense with analytics and start winning the games that matter most. Well, coaches, that's a wrap for today's episode. If you found value in what we covered, please support us by leaving a like or comment on our podcast page. Your feedback helps strengthen this community and fosters collaboration among coaches working to elevate the game. You can also catch the Coach Carvalho podcast on TuneIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and more. Until next time, keep pushing the game forward, preparing for every moment, and finding ways to play smarter basketball to win with data one possession at a time. This is Coach Carvalho signing off.